I'm turning 30 today, and honestly, I thought I had it all figured out. My apartment was absolutely packed, like fire hazard packed. My parents flew in from Phoenix. My brother drove up from San Diego with his wife and kids. My work friends, college friends, that random girl I met at yoga, who somehow became important, everyone was here. The music was bumping. Some indie playlist Mark had spent 3 hours curating because that's the kind of guy he was. Thoughtful, obsessive about details. The kind of guy who remembered your coffee order after hearing it once. Mark was working the room like he owned it. He'd refill someone's drink before they even noticed it was empty. He'd laugh at my uncle's terrible dad jokes. He'd crouch down to talk to my 5-year-old niece about her stuffed dinosaur like it was the most fascinating conversation he'd ever had. I watched him from across the room and I remember thinking, this is it. This is the guy I'm going to marry. Qley appeared next to me with 2 glasses of Prosecco. Your boyfriend is annoyingly perfect, she said, handing me a glass. Like, it's actually offensive how good he is at hosting. I spilled red wine on your carpet 20 minutes ago and he cleaned it up before I could even apologize. With a smile, I laughed. I know, it's disgusting. Seriously though, she said, bumping my shoulder. You're glowing, Anna. This is your year. I can feel it. Qley had been my best friend since sophomore year of college. We'd survived terrible roommates, worse boyfriends, quarter-life crises, and that one spring break trip to Cancun we'd sworn never to speak about. She knew me better than anyone. She was the sister I never had. How's the yoga retreat planning going? I asked. She'd been obsessed with this wellness getaway she was planning for next month. Oh my God, so good, she said. I'm actually leaving this Thursday. 5 days of meditation, organic food, and absolutely no cell service. I need to completely disconnect, you know? Sounds perfect for you, I said. Mark had mentioned he was traveling that week too. Some big sales conference in Seattle. We'd both be busy, but that was fine. We were both career-focused, independent. It's what made us work. At exactly 10 p.m., Mark tapped a wine glass with a fork. The sharp ting-ting-ting cut through the music. Someone turned it down. The room went quiet. Hey everyone, Mark said, his voice carrying across the apartment. If I could have your attention for just a second. He was standing in the middle of the room, right next to the coffee table we'd bought together at IKEA 6 months ago. The one we'd almost broken up over because neither of us could figure out the instructions, and I'd accused him of weaponized incompetence and he'd accused me of control issues, and then we'd laughed and ordered Thai food and built it at midnight. I just want to say something real quick, he continued. His eyes found mine across the room. God, he had beautiful eyes, green with little flecks of gold. The kind of eyes that made you trust someone completely. Anna, he said, and his voice was thick with emotion. You've made my life. He stopped. He actually choked up. Real tears were forming in his eyes. The whole room collectively. I felt Qley squeeze my arm so hard it almost hurt. My mom put her hand over her heart. I saw my dad's eyes get misty, and he was not a crier. I don't just want to celebrate your birthday, Mark said. And then he got down on one knee. I stopped breathing. The room exploded. People were already cheering, already clapping. I heard my niece yell, "He's proposing!" like she was announcing a sports game. I was crying. Not cute crying. Full-on ugly crying. The kind where your nose runs and your face gets blotchy and you don't even care because this is the moment. The one you've imagined since you were a little girl playing with your mom's jewelry box. Mark reached into his jacket pocket. His hands were shaking. That made me cry harder because it meant he was nervous. It meant this was real. It meant he cared so much that his hands were actually trembling. He opened the small velvet box. I gasped so hard I almost choked. It wasn't just any ring. It was the ring. The ring I'd spent hours designing in my head during boring work meetings. The ring I'd secretly pinned to a private Pinterest board labeled Someday that I thought no one would ever see. A pear-shaped morganite, not a diamond. I'd always thought diamonds were boring and overpriced. The morganite was this gorgeous peachy pink color that looked like sunset caught in stone. The setting was rose gold with this intricate twisted vine design that wrapped around the band like something out of a fairy tale. Vintage but modern. Unique but classic. It was perfect. It was exactly what I would have designed myself, down to the smallest detail. Anna-Marie Thompson, Mark said, his voice breaking. You are the love of my life. You make me laugh every single day. You challenge me. You inspire me. You make me want to be better. Will you marry me? I couldn't even speak. I just nodded violently, tears streaming down my face, and screamed, "Yes! Yes! Oh my God, yes!" He slid the ring onto my finger. It fit perfectly. Of course it did. He'd probably stolen my rings while I was sleeping to get my size. That's how thorough he was. The room erupted. People were screaming, clapping, crying. My mom was full-on sobbing. My dad was hugging my brother. My friends were chanting, "Kiss, kiss, kiss," like we were at a wedding reception. I pulled Mark up and kissed him hard. The kind of kiss that makes people whistle and look away. I didn't care. This was my moment. This was our moment. I broke away and turned to show everyone the ring. My hand held high like I'd just won an Oscar. People swarmed around me, grabbing my hand, examining it, telling me how gorgeous it was, how perfect we were together, how they totally saw this coming. I was hugging my mom. I was hugging my brother. I was hugging random people I barely knew. I turned to find Qley because she had to see it up close. She had to. That's when I heard the scream. It wasn't a happy scream. It wasn't an, oh my God, congratulations scream. It was the kind of scream you hear in horror movies. Sharp, high-pitched, the kind that makes your stomach drop and your fight or flight kick in. The music stopped, like someone literally yanked the cord out of the speaker. The room went silent so fast you could hear people's breathing. We all turned. Qley was standing by the fireplace. Her champagne glass dropped on the floor at her feet. Prosecco was spreading across the hardwood like a crime scene. Her face was white, not pale, white, like she'd seen a dead body. One hand was clamped over her mouth. The other was shaking. Qley? I said, my voice still happy, still riding the high of the proposal. Babe, are you okay? What's wrong? She didn't answer. She was just staring at me. No, not at me. Lower, at my hand. Qley, I said again, walking toward her. I was still smiling, but it was starting to feel wrong, forced. You're scaring me. What? The ring, she whispered. Her voice was barely audible, strangled. I know, right? I said, holding it up. It's perfect. It's exactly what I would have. No, she cut me off. No, 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 no. She took a step forward, then another. People were starting to whisper. I heard someone say, is she okay? And someone else say, maybe she's drunk? Qley grabbed my hand. Her fingers were ice cold and trembling. She pulled my hand close to her face, examining the ring like it was evidence in a crime. Qley, seriously, you're freaking me out, I said, trying to laugh it off. It's beautiful, right? Mark designed it himself. It's custom. It's not custom, she said. Her voice was flat, dead. It's not fucking custom. The room gasped. Qley never swore. Not like that. Not in that tone. She slowly raised her left hand. The world tilted. She was wearing a ring, an engagement ring. I'd never seen it before, which was weird because Qley told me everything. We talked every single day. How had I missed? My brain was trying to process what I was seeing, but it wasn't making sense. It was like looking at an optical illusion. Two things that couldn't both be true, but somehow were. Her ring was identical to mine. Not similar. Not, oh, they both have pink stones. Identical. The same pear-shaped morganite. The same size. The same peachy pink color. The same rose gold twisted vine setting. The same everything. I looked at my hand. I looked at her hand. I looked at my hand again. What? I couldn't form words. What? How? When did he propose to you? Qley asked. Her voice was mechanical now. She was in shock. We both were. Just now. Literally, just now, I stammered. When did he give you that ring? She pressed. Just now, I repeated. Qley, what the hell is going on? Why do you have the same ring? She laughed. It was a horrible sound. Hollow and broken. Because David gave me this ring 6 months ago, she said. The room was dead silent. You could have heard a pin drop. David? I said slowly. Who's David? Qley's eyes met mine. There was something in them I'd never seen before. Something primal. Betrayal. Horror. Rage. My fiancé, she whispered. I couldn't breathe. The room was spinning. This wasn't happening. This was a dream. A nightmare. Some kind of fucked up birthday prank. You're what? I said. My fiancé, Qley repeated, louder now. David Morrison. We've been engaged for 6 months. He proposed in April at that restaurant in Malibu, the one on the cliff. He told me this was his grandmother's ring. He told me it was a family heirloom, one of a kind. My legs went weak. I sat down hard on the arm of the couch. Someone, maybe my mom, gasped. Qley, I said slowly, carefully, like I was talking to someone on a ledge. That's impossible. That's Mark. That's my boyfriend. Mark Stevens. We've been together for 2 years. No, Qley said. She pulled out her phone with shaking hands, scrolled frantically, then held it up. It was a photo of her and Mark, no, David, on a beach. His arm was around her. They were both laughing, both wearing sunglasses. The timestamp said September 2024. We've been together for 3 years, Qley said. We met at a conference in Denver. He's a software sales executive. He travels constantly for work. We do long distance because he's based in Portland, but he comes to LA twice a month to see me. He proposed 6 months ago, and we've been planning a wedding for next June. The room was absolutely silent. Everyone was staring. I could feel their eyes on me, on Qley, on Mark. Mark. I slowly turned around. He was still standing in the middle of the room, frozen like a statue. His face had gone from healthy tan to sickly gray. His mouth was slightly open. His eyes were darting between me and Qley like a trapped animal looking for an exit. Mark? I said quietly. Can you please explain? What the hell is happening right now? He didn't answer. He just stared. Mark, I said louder. Can you please explain why my best friend is wearing the same fucking ring you just proposed to me with and claims you're her fiancé? Anna, he started. His voice cracked. This isn't what it looks like. Really? Qley's voice was pure venom. Because it looks like you've been running 2 completely separate lives with 2 completely separate women, and you just got caught because you're a fucking idiot who used the same ring design for both of us. She was shaking now. Angry shaking. I'd never seen Qley angry. Not once in 10 years of friendship. Wait, I said, my brain finally starting to catch up. Wait. You said he told you he was traveling. Where did he say he was going this week? Chicago, Qley said immediately. He said he had a big sales conference in Chicago, Thursday through Monday. He left yesterday. My blood ran cold, ice cold, Arctic cold. He told me, I said slowly, each word feeling like swallowing glass, that he was going to Seattle last Thursday through this Monday for a sales summit. Qley's face went white again. And where did you say you were going? I asked her. A yoga retreat, she whispered. In Big Sur, Thursday through Monday. No cell service. We both turned to look at Mark at the same time. Let me guess, I said. My voice sounded strange, detached, like it was coming from someone else. You told Qley you were in Chicago. You told me you were in Seattle. And Qley told me she was at a yoga retreat, which means you knew exactly where we both were and exactly how to make sure we'd never run into each other. Mark's face said everything. You planned this? Qley said, her voice rising. You've been planning this for years. You've been juggling us like some kind of sociopath. How? How did you keep this straight? How long have you two known each other? I asked suddenly. Qley and I looked at each other. Since college, Qley said. Anna and I met sophomore year. We've been best friends for. Oh my God. It hit us at the same time. The horrible, sickening realization. How did you meet Mark? Qley asked me. At a coffee shop, I said. 2 years ago. He was in line behind me. We started chatting. He asked for my number. How did you meet David? A work conference 3 years ago, Qley said. In Denver. We met at a networking event. Did you ever tell him about me? I asked. All the time, Qley said, her voice breaking. I talked about you constantly. My best friend Anna. Anna this. Anna that. I showed him photos. She stopped. Did you tell him about me? Every day, I whispered. I told him you were like my sister. I showed him pictures. I told him we talked every morning. I told him I felt sick. I told him everything. He knew, Qley said. He knew we were best friends. He knew we talked every day. He knew our schedules, and he used that information to make sure we never. She couldn't finish. All those times you said you couldn't hang out, I said, my brain putting pieces together like a horrible puzzle. All those yoga retreats and visiting family and work trips. I was with him, Qley finished. And all those times you said you were busy, I was with him, I said. The room was watching this, like a tennis match, heads swiveling back and forth. Someone's phone was definitely recording. I didn't even care anymore. The Pinterest board, I said suddenly, looking at Mark. That private Pinterest board, the one with the ring design. How did you see it? He didn't answer. Mark, how did you see my private Pinterest board? He swallowed hard. I figured out your password. You hacked my Pinterest? I was standing now, shouting. You went through my private pins and then designed a ring based on what you found and tried to pass it off as your own idea? I wanted it to be perfect, he said weakly. And what about me? Qley demanded. This ring was supposed to be your grandmother's. You told me it was a family heirloom. You actually cried when you told me about how your grandmother wore it for 60 years and how much it would mean to her for me to have it. I wanted, Mark started. You're a liar, Qley screamed. You're a liar and a fraud and a psycho. My mom spoke up for the first time. Young man, she said in that scary mom voice that made everyone shut up. I think you better explain yourself. Right now, Mark looked like he was going to be sick or pass out or both. I never meant for this to happen, he said. Which part? I said coldly. The part where you dated 2 women at once for years? Or the part where those 2 women happened to be best friends? Or the part where you proposed to both of them with identical rings? All of it, he whispered. None of it. I don't know. It just happened. It just happened? Qley's voice could have cut glass. You accidentally maintained 2 completely separate relationships? You accidentally coordinated travel schedules? You accidentally commissioned 2 custom engagement rings? Which part was the accident, David? Sorry, Mark. Or is it David? What's your real name? It's Mark, he said. Mark David Stevens. I go by David with me, Qley finished. You go by David with me and Mark with Anna. Did you think we'd never find out? Did you think you could just marry both of us? I don't know, Mark yelled. I don't know what I was thinking. I love you both. I couldn't choose. I didn't want to lose either of you. The room erupted. Get out, I said. Anna, please, get the fuck out of my apartment. We need to talk about this, he tried. There is nothing to talk about, I said. You've been living a double life for 3 years. You proposed to 2 women. You are either a sociopath or the dumbest person on the entire planet. Either way, get out. Qley, he turned to her. Don't you dare say my name, Qley hissed. Don't you dare look at me. Don't you dare breathe near me. My brother stepped forward. He's 6'3" and built like a linebacker. I think the ladies asked you to leave, he said calmly. Mark looked around the room. 40 people staring at him with expressions ranging from disgust to fury to morbid fascination. No one was on his side. No one was going to help him. He grabbed his jacket from the couch. I'm sorry, he said quietly. No, you're not, I said. You're just sorry you got caught. He walked to the door. His hand was on the knob when Qley spoke. Wet. Everyone froze. Qley walked over to him slowly, deliberately. I saw her pull off her ring, the ring that matched mine, and hold it in her palm. "You told me this was your grandmother's," she said softly. "You told me it meant everything to you. You told me it represented a lifetime of love and commitment." She looked at the ring, then at him, then at me. "Guess what?" she said, and she threw it at his face as hard as she could. It hit him in the cheek. He yelped. The ring bounced off and clattered across the hardwood floor. "My turn," I said. I pulled off my ring, my beautiful, perfect, custom ring that I'd worn for exactly 6 minutes and wound up like a pitcher. "This is for every lie," I said. I threw it. It hit him in the forehead. He didn't even try to duck. "Now get out," Qley and I said in unison. Mark opened the door and walked out. The door slammed behind him. For a long moment, nobody moved. Nobody spoke. Then my 5-year-old niece said very clearly, "That was better than TV." The entire room burst into laughter. Real laughter. The kind that releases tension and shock and trauma. The kind that saves you from crying. I looked at Qley. She looked at me. And then we both started laughing too. Crying laughing. The kind where you can't tell if you're happy or sad or insane. "I'm so sorry," I said through tears. "I had no idea. I swear I had no idea." "I know," Qley said, grabbing my hands. "I know. This isn't your fault. This isn't our fault. This is all him." "I can't believe he did this," I said. "I can't believe we didn't know." "He was good," Qley said bitterly. "He was really, really good." My mom appeared with tissues and wine. "Girls," she said, "I think you both need to sit down." The party didn't exactly continue, but it didn't end either. It transformed into something else. A wake, maybe, or a war room. Qley and I sat on the couch, surrounded by our friends and family, as we started piecing together the timeline. Our friends pulled out their phones and started taking notes like they were investigative journalists. "Okay," my brother said very seriously, "let's figure out how deep this goes. Anna, when did you start dating Mark?" "September 2023, I said. "We met at Bluebird Coffee, started dating immediately, made it official after 2 weeks. "And you?" he asked Qley. "January 2022, Qley said quietly. "We were long distance for the first year, because he said he was based in Portland. Then he said his company opened an LA office, and he'd be here more often. That's when he started dating me," I realized. "Right after he told you he'd be in LA more often, so he could juggle both of us in the same city." "What about social media?" my friend Jessica asked. "Did he have Facebook? Instagram?" Qley and I looked at each other. "He said he hated social media," Qley said. "He told me the same thing," I said. "He said it was toxic, and he deleted all his accounts. I thought it was refreshing." "Of course he did," Jessica said. "No digital trail, no tagged photos, no mutual friends commenting. Smart." "Did you ever go to his place?" my dad asked. "He looked like he wanted to punch something." "A few times," I said. "He had an apartment in Santa Monica, modern, barely decorated. He said he'd just moved in and hadn't had time to make it homey." "I've never been to his apartment," Qley said. "He said he was renovating and it was a construction zone. We always went to my place or hotels." "So he had an apartment for Anna and no apartment for Qley," my brother said, making notes on his phone. "What about friends? Did you ever meet his friends?" We both shook our heads. "He said he was private," I said. "He said his friend group fell apart after a bad breakup and he was rebuilding his social life." "Same story," Qley said, word for word. "What about work?" Jessica pressed. "Did you ever meet his coworkers? Visit his office?" "He said his company was remote first," I said. "They did quarterly meetups, but they were always during weeks when I was busy. He told me his office had a no guests policy," Qley said. "Security reasons?" "Every excuse," I said, my voice breaking. "Every single thing has an explanation. He was so prepared, so careful." "Did he ever meet your families?" my mom asked. "Once," I said. "Last Christmas. He came to Phoenix with me for 2 days. You guys met him." I looked at my parents. "What did you think?" "Honestly," my dad said, "I thought he was fine. Normal. Maybe a little too charming, but I figured he was just nervous." "I met his parents in May," Qley said, using air quotes. "We drove to San Francisco, had dinner with them. They seemed lovely. Talked about how happy they were that David found someone." "You think those were even his real parents?" Jessica asked. Qley put her head in her hands. "Oh my God. What if they were actors? What if he hired actors to play his parents?" "Okay, that's probably too elaborate," my brother said. "They were probably his parents. He probably just lied about which girlfriend he was bringing home." "Wait," I said, a horrible thought occurring. "Qley, when did you go to San Francisco?" "May 15th weekend," Qley said. "Why?" "I was at a bachelorette party in Vegas that weekend," I said slowly. "And Mark said he was going to a bachelor party in Austin. He showed me photos of him and his buddies at some bar. He was definitely in a bar. Lots of neon signs. Could have been anywhere." "He probably was in San Francisco with me," Qley said, "and sent you old photos from some random bar." "This is insane," I said. "This is genuinely insane. How did he keep it all straight? How did he remember all the lies?" "Probably a spreadsheet," Jessica muttered. We all looked at her. "I'm serious," she said. "My ex cheated on me with 3 women at once. When I found his notes app, he had a whole system, color-coded calendar, different nicknames for each girl, lists of their favorite foods, their friends' names, their schedules. These guys are organized." I felt sick. "You think Mark had a spreadsheet for us?" I'd bet money on it, Jessica said. Qley stood up abruptly. His car. Did he ever let you drive his car? No, I said. He said he was weird about people driving his car. Control thing? Same, Qley said. And now, I'm wondering if he had stuff in there, like maybe a whole other phone, or documents with his other name on them, or... She stopped. We need to find his car. It's probably still in the building, I said. He parked in the guest spot. He wouldn't have had time to leave yet. He probably just went down to the lobby to figure out what the hell to do. My brother stood up. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go down there, we're gonna find his car, and if he's still in the building, we're going to get some answers. I'm coming, I said. Me too, said Qley. Us three, my brother said. Everyone else stays here. We don't need a mob, just in case this gets messy. My dad started to protest, but my mom put her hand on his arm. Let them handle it, she said quietly. The three of us took the elevator down in silence. My hands were shaking. I kept looking at Chloe's left hand bare now, the ring thrown at Mark's face and then at mine. Also bare. 6 minutes ago, I'd been engaged. 6 minutes ago, I'd been the happiest I'd ever been. The elevator dinged. Doors opened. We stepped into the parking garage. Mark's car was still there. A black Tesla Model 3. I'd ridden in that car hundreds of times. We'd had sex in that car once, parked at a scenic overlook in Malibu. I'd thought it was romantic. Now I wanted to set it on fire. Mark was sitting in the driver's seat, head in his hands. He looked up when he heard our footsteps. His face was red and blotchy. He'd been crying. Good. Get out of the car, my brother said. His voice was calm but hard. Mark got out slowly, like a scared animal. We have questions, Qley said, and you're going to answer them. All of them, truthfully. Or I swear to God, I'm calling the police. The police? Mark said weakly. For what? Fraud, I said. You defrauded both of us. You took money from both of us. You lied about your identity. I didn't lie about my identity, Mark interrupted. My name is Mark David Stevens. I just go by my middle name with Qley. That's not illegal. But proposing to two people at once is illegal, my brother said. That's bigamy. Or attempted bigamy. Pretty sure that's a crime. Mark's face went white. I wasn't going to actually marry both of you. Oh, really? Qley said. So what was the plan, Mark? Or David? What were you gonna do? Flip a coin? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo? I don't know, he shouted. I don't know, okay? I didn't have a plan. I kept thinking I'd figure it out. I kept thinking one of you would break up with me, or move away, or I'd realize who I loved more, or something. But it never happened. You both just kept being perfect and loving me, and I couldn't choose. So you decided to propose to both of us? I said. That was your solution? I panicked, Mark said. Anna, you kept dropping hints about wanting to get married. You kept sending me articles about engagement rings and wedding venues. And Qley, you were talking about wanting kids soon, and how you couldn't wait to start a family. I felt pressured. I felt like if I didn't propose, I'd lose you both. So you proposed to keep us on the hook, Qley said coldly. You proposed to buy yourself more time to figure out your mess. Yes, Mark said. No, I don't know. I wanted to marry you both. I love you both. Why is that so hard to understand? Because you can't love two people at once like this? I shouted. This isn't love. This is narcissism. This is you wanting to have your cake and eat it too. This is you being too much of a coward to make a real decision. Did you ever feel guilty? Qley asked. Her voice was quiet now. Dangerous. Even once? Did you ever lie in bed next to me and think about her? Did you ever lie in bed next to her and think about me? Mark didn't answer. Did you compare us? Qley pressed. Did you have a pros and cons list? Did you laugh about it with your friends? Did anyone else even know about this? No one knew, Mark said. I didn't tell anyone. I couldn't. Why us? I asked. Why best friends? Of all the women in Los Angeles, why did you have to date best friends? I didn't know you were best friends at first, Mark said. When I met Qley, she mentioned she had a best friend named Anna in LA, but Anna's a common name. I didn't think anything of it. Then when I met you, Anna, you talked about your best friend Qley, but again, common name. I didn't put it together until you showed me a photo of the two of you together. And when you figured it out? Qley asked. Mark looked at the ground. I should have ended it right then. I know that, but by that point, I was in deep with both of you. I was in love with both of you. And I thought if I was really careful, if I paid attention to both your schedules, if I never slipped up, I thought I could make it work. For how long? I demanded. How long did you think you could keep this up? Forever? I don't know, Mark whispered. Did you ever take us to the same restaurants? Qley asked suddenly. Mark flinched. Oh my God, Qley said. You did. You took us to the same restaurants. Did you introduce us to the same waiters? Did the staff know? Were they watching us the whole time thinking, wow, that guy is dating two different women? I went to different restaurants mostly, Mark said. Different neighborhoods, different times. I was careful. You were careful? I said. You were careful? You destroyed two people's lives, but at least you were careful about it? I never wanted to hurt you, Mark said. Either of you. You have to believe that. I don't have to believe anything, I said. Here's what I do believe. You're a coward. You're a liar. You're a manipulator. And you got off on it. You got off on having two women in love with you. You got off on the secret. You got off on the risk. That's not true, Mark said, but his voice was weak. Then what? Qley said. Explain it to us. Make us understand how a person does this to someone they claim to love. Make us understand how you looked me in the the eye every single day and lied. I compartmentalized, Mark said quietly. When I was with you, Anna, I only thought about you. When I was with you, Qley, I only thought about you. You were separate in my head, like two different lives, two different versions of me. That's literally the definition of a psychopath, my brother said. I'm not a psychopath, Mark said. I'm just fucked up, okay? I'm fucked up and I made bad choices and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry doesn't cut it, I said. Sorry doesn't give us back 3 years. Sorry doesn't fix the fact that every memory we have with you is now poisoned. Every photo, every text, every I love you, all of it is fake. It wasn't fake, Mark insisted. My feelings were real. Everything I felt for both of you was real. But the relationship wasn't, Qley said. The relationship was built on lies. And now it's over for both of us. Mark's face crumpled. Please don't do this. Please. We can work through this. We can go to therapy. We can... We? I said. There is no we. There never was a we. There was you lying to two separate people, and those two people finally finding out the truth. I need to know something, Qley said, and I need the truth. Were there others? Other women? Mark hesitated, just for a second, but it was enough. Oh my God, Qley said. There were others. Not recently, Mark said quickly. Not since I proposed to you, to both of you. But before, when things were casual, yes, there were a few others. Nothing serious. Just cheating, I finished. Just regular, boring cheating on top of your elaborate double life. I'm sick, Qley said. She looked genuinely ill. I'm actually going to throw up. I need to get tested. Oh my God, I need to get tested for everything. Me too, I said, the realization hitting me. Oh my God, me too. We both looked at Mark with such hatred that he physically stepped back. I'm clean, he said quickly. I got tested last month. I'm clean. I can show you the results. I don't believe a single word that comes out of your mouth, Qley said. Neither do I added. My brother stepped between us. Okay, here's what's going to happen. You're going to get in your car and drive away. You're going to leave both of these women alone. You're not going to call, text, email, or show up anywhere near them. If you do, that's harassment, and we will call the police. Understood? Mark nodded miserably. And you're going to send both of them your real medical records, my brother continued. The actual ones, from a real doctor, within 48 hours. If you don't, we're filing a police report anyway. Got it? Got it, Mark whispered. Good, my brother said. Now get the fuck out of here before I let these two do what they really want to do to you. Mark got in his car, started the engine, looked at us one more time through the window. He looked pathetic, small, nothing like the confident, charming man I thought I was going to marry. He drove away. We watched until his taillights disappeared up the ramp. Well, my brother said after a long moment, that was the worst party I've ever been to. Qley let out a sound that was half laugh, half sob. Can we just sit here for a minute? I asked. I'm not ready to go back up yet. We sat down on the curb of the parking garage. 3 people in fancy party clothes, sitting on dirty concrete, processing what just happened. I can't believe we threw $30,000 worth of custom engagement rings at that asshole's face, Qley said suddenly. I started laughing, real laughing. Oh my God, we did. We literally threw them at him. Best $30,000 I've ever spent, Qley said. You think he'll keep them? I asked. Probably, Qley said. He'll probably sell them and use the money to fund his next double life. God, I hate him, I said. Me too, Qley said. So much. But she turned to look at me. I don't hate you. This wasn't your fault. You know that, right? I know, I said. It wasn't yours either. He played us both. He played us good, Qley said. 3 years. 3 years. 2 for me, I said. But still, 2 years. You know what's crazy? Qley said. I'm pretty sure we've been in the same room with him before. Like at parties or events where you and I were both there. He probably saw us together and was sweating bullets thinking we'd figure it out. Oh my God, I said, a memory surfacing. Remember that fundraiser last year? The one for the animal shelter? You said you couldn't make it because David had a work thing. And you said you couldn't make it because Mark was sick, Qley finished. We were probably both with him that night. Doing what? I said. We looked at each other. Threesome, we said simultaneously. And then we were laughing again. The kind of laughter that's probably concerning to people who don't know the context. Hysterical, borderline, unhinged laughter. I'm gonna be in therapy for years, Qley said, wiping tears from her eyes. Same, I said. I don't think I'll ever trust anyone again. Men are trash, Qley declared. The worst. I agreed. My brother cleared his throat. I'm right here. You're different, Qley said. You're a good man. Low bar, my brother muttered. We sat there for a while longer. Eventually, we had to go back up, face everyone, deal with the aftermath. But for those few minutes, sitting on that curb, it was just us. 2 best friends who'd survived the same terrible thing together. 2 best friends who threw identical engagement rings at the same lying asshole's face. And honestly, that felt pretty good. I woke up on Qley's couch at 11 a.m. with the worst headache of my life. Not from alcohol, from crying. Hours and hours of crying. After we went back up to my apartment, the party had officially ended. People left in small groups, hugging us, offering support, promising to check in. My parents stayed to help clean up. My mom kept trying to make me eat something. My dad kept checking his phone like he was resisting the the urge to hire a hitman. Around 3 a.m., Qley and I decided we couldn't be alone. We went back to her place, ordered McDonald's at 4 a.m., because apparently that's what you do after your engagement gets blown up, and talked until we literally couldn't keep our eyes open. Now it was morning. Qley was in the kitchen making coffee. I could hear her humming, which was weird given the circumstances, but grief does strange things to people. I checked my phone. 7 text messages, 12 missed calls. I scrolled through them. My mom, call me when you wake up, sweetie. Love you. My brother, you good? Say the word and I'll slash his tires. Jessica, I'm so sorry. This is literally insane. Want to get brunch this week? And then messages from Mark. 7 of them, sent at various times throughout the night. 2:47 a.m. Anna, please, can we talk? 3:15 a.m. I know you hate me. I hate me too. But please. 4:02 a.m. I never wanted to hurt you. You have to know that. 4:45 a.m. I was going to choose you. I just needed more time. 5:30 a.m. I love you. I'll always love you. 6:12 a.m. I'm sorry. 7 a.m. Goodbye. I showed them to Qley when she brought me coffee. I got the same messages, she said, except his last one to me said, I was going to choose you. So that's fun. Even in his apologies, he's still lying. Should we block him? I asked. Definitely, Qley said. But first, let me show you something. She pulled out her laptop and turned it to face me. She'd been up, apparently, doing research. I Googled him, Qley said, extensively, with both names, Mark Stevens and David Morrison. And there's a Mark David Stevens who matches his age and description in Portland, works for a tech company called CloudSync, has a LinkedIn that looks legit, professional headshot, connections, recommendations, the whole thing. So that part was real, I said. That part was real, Qley confirmed. But here's where it gets interesting. I found his Facebook. He has it locked down, super private, but I could see his profile picture and cover photo. She clicked to another tab. My stomach dropped. It was Mark's Facebook profile picture, except he wasn't alone. He had his arm around a woman, a pretty blonde woman who was definitely not me or Qley. Who is that? I whispered. I have no idea, Qley said. But look at the timestamp. This photo was uploaded 4 months ago. 4 months, Anna, after he proposed to me, while he was dating both of us. Oh my God, I said. There's another one, Qley confirmed. Maybe more. I'm in a Facebook group for people who've been catfished and scammed. I posted his photo there this morning. If he's done this before, someone will recognize him. I felt numb. How do people like this exist? I don't know, Qley said. But they do, and we fell for one. We sat in silence for a minute, drinking our coffee, processing. You know what? I said finally. We're going to be okay. Yeah? Qley said. Yeah, I said. Because we have each other. He tried to break us up. He tried to use us against each other. He tried to destroy the most important relationship in both our lives, and he failed. We're still here. We're still sisters. Qley's eyes filled with tears. We're still sisters, and we're going to get through this, I continued. We're going to get tested. We're going to go to therapy. We're going to heal. And someday, we're going to look back on this and, I don't know, maybe not laugh, but survive. We're going to survive. To surviving, Qley said, raising her coffee mug. To surviving, I repeated, clinking my mug against hers. And to never dating men named Mark or David ever again. Or anyone who hates social media, Qley added. Or anyone who's really private, I said. Or anyone whose apartment is being renovated, Qley said. Or anyone who travels for work constantly, I said. So basically, we're going to die alone, Qley concluded. Probably, I agreed. We looked at each other, and then we started laughing again. Because what else can you do when your life implodes on your 30th birthday? You laugh, you cry, you throw expensive rings at people's faces, and you survive.